just pulled this fish out of the oven. You guys want to take a look, see what it looks like when it comes out? You know, I broiled it about almost 15 minutes. So, you know, it crisps up, it, you know, gets nice and golden. So then I just let it cool off for a bit. I don't like to put it into the storage dishes right away, because then it gets all steamy and watery and nasty. So let it, you know, cool off for a bit, and while that's cooling, then I throw the chicken in the oven. I get asked oftentimes about, you know, supplementation and what I like to use. I keep it pretty simple. I don't get into anything with ingredients that I can't pronounce. Post-workout, I use in the off-season and pre-contest, depending on, you know, in the off-season I'll use it after every training session. Pre-contest, maybe on days like back, chest, leg, days when I feel like I need it. It's just a simple carb drink, 35 grams of dextrose with some aminos. I take an EFA product, Animal Omega. It's pretty comprehensive, all your omega-6s, omega-3s, CLA. Animal Nitro, really, really good. Probably one of my favorite products ever. Really good amino acid product. I take good 3-4 packs of those after training. And even the days when I don't use any post-workout carbs, take a lot of these during training, during cardio. I think BCAAs definitely are important, keeping you anabolic. Of course, a good multivitamin, Animal Pack, you know, pretty much covers all the bases. I throw in glutamine. I mean, the jury's out. Some people say it's useless. Some people say it's beneficial. I feel like it definitely keeps me a little bit fuller when I use it post-workout. And this is an amino acid product, just high in arginine, ornithine. It's typical. It's kind of old school. Maybe you could call it dated, but I still think it's effective. Supposed to, you know, up your GH levels a little bit. Definitely improves my pumps in the gym. And that's really it. Nothing outside of that I feel is really necessary. I don't need any crazy products for pump or, you know, energy products. I feel that if my diet's on point and I'm getting enough rest and, you know, my lifestyle's in order, then, you know, I should have all the energy that I need to get done what I got to get done in the gym. Give this stuff a little stir. All right. One of the things I like to do while my food is cooking, while I have some time to kill, is get on the MD forums, see what you guys got for me, see what Pistol the Don is up to. What a fine looking website. Let's check out what's going on in No Bull first. Why the hate for men's physique? Gee, I don't know. How do you like them apples? There's actually a thread about Pistol the Don. Let's see. Bazooka Joe says, whatever happened to Pistol the Don? I used to get a kick out of his posts and threads. That makes two of us, Bazooka Joe. He'll be back. Word. I love his YouTube vids. Fucking hilarious. Look at that avatar. He's around, mostly trolling the politics and religion forum now. That's because Pistol is a politician. Religion, he's probably a priest. He's a scholar. Oh, Pistol, we miss you. All right, let's see what's going on in my thread. All right, this fish is ready, so I'm gonna weigh it up. A lot of people I know only use the food scale pre-contest. I do use it in the off season. I think it makes that transition to dieting that much easier because, like I said before, I know exactly, you know, what I've been eating, how much I've been eating, so I know, you know, it's not like come pre-contest I'm lost and I'm like, oh shit, you know, how much protein do I eat, or how many grams of carbs do I eat? Because I already, you know, have a reference point. So just
Scoop these off. I try to get 12 ounces per meal. That piece right there is 10 ounces. Let's see. So knowing that I'm going to have 2 meals in here, 12 ounces and 12 ounces, 24. That's 1 pound, 8 ounces. So that's how I just weigh it up on the scale. 1 pound 6. 1 pound 8. Perfect. That's a day of fish. When the chicken's done, I throw it on a rack so it can cool. Because if I go and I put it right in the storage containers, it gets all like, I don't know, like nasty. So I like to let it cool off first. Let it kind of dry out a little bit. Come on, I want to show you guys something. Look at the flesh of the fish. You know, see, like when I touch it, it's really like bouncy. Like you can tell how fresh it is. When fish, you touch it and it's just like, it's just dead. This stuff, it looks so good. So, you know, again, I just throw some Old Bay on it. We'll pop this under the broiler. Get back to answering some questions on MD. All right, let's see what I got in my thread today. Hey Evan, are you working on a training or diet DVD? I like watching your older MD diet videos. There aren't many diet videos out there. Lucky for you, we're making one today. That shows a bodybuilder preparing his meals and giving you tips, so I can really appreciate those videos. That works out. Actually, you know what? While we're on the subject, I'm gonna give you guys some pointers about, you know, what questions you ask me. I don't want any more questions about, you know, what I tell my barber when I go get a haircut, where I got my shoes, what time I'm gonna be at the gym, and will I be there on Tuesday. You know, shit like that kind of creeps me out. So ease up on that, guys. You know, anything else, that's fine. I'm here to help, but nothing creepy. Don't ask me for like a, you know, pre-contest nutrition plan, you know. Please don't do this. Don't give me every set and rep and, you know, what you train on what day and, you know, what your diet is, and then ask me to critique the whole thing. You know, when I'm going to be honest with you guys now, all right? Now, maybe I'm going to sound like a dick, but when I see, you know, a post that's about this long, I'm going to be honest, I don't want to read it. I don't. Because I'm like, fuck, you know, it probably contained in there is probably about 20 questions. So just keep it simple, and I promise, you know, you guys know I'll answer all your questions. What else? Don't do this, all right? Don't ask me, you know, when you ask me, you know, what did you do for back yesterday? I'll tell you what I did for back, but don't say, you know, how many reps did you do? How many sets did you do? What weight did you use on each set? Don't do that shit, because that bothers me. That's annoying. As I'm throwing some more chicken on here, you guys are probably wondering, well, there's no steak. There's all the red meat. Well, I do throw in some steak, you know, as I need it. I don't like to eat a lot of it. I know there's guys that eat it multiple meals a day. If I do that, I feel like shit. I feel like it brings me down. I get heartburn. It doesn't sit well with me. But if I have a steak, like when I'm craving it, boom, I process it, assimilate it, no problem. So for the most part, I like to, you know, I stick to fish, chicken, some turkey, and red meat as needed. I probably have it a good, you know, 3, maybe 4 times a week. But like I said, it's not something I have every day, multiple times a day. And I just feel better doing it that way. Well, since we're on the topic of diet, I figure maybe pull a couple of my questions from my column this month's MD. Beast Kevin English on the cover. That's a big 202-pound bodybuilder. Let's see. What's your opinion about cheat meals or adding extra carbs when training a lagging body part? Do you think it's more beneficial to load up on carbs or have a cheat meal before training a weak point to fuel up, or after training to aid recovery? Seems like both options make sense. My response to that was I prefer to have more of the nutrients after training, but I do think it's good to go. It's not good to go into training that body part, without enough fuel in your tank. You definitely need, you got to have enough nutrients around the time of training. When you're trying to, when you're growing, you shouldn't be limiting your nutrients at any time, really. So I would say just to be giving your body what it needs, wants all the time.
What's your opinion of the shakes?
Shakes. We got another question here. What do you think of a daily off-season diet of 3 meals and 3 shakes? That's actually, a format that I followed for a couple of years, and it worked. Don't get me wrong. I got results. I used shakes, pretty much my entire, bodybuilding career, and I got results. But I've recently tried, using all whole food, and I feel that it's actually kept me a lot leaner. I don't know that it made me that much bigger, but I think it improved the composition that I had. And I think dieting is actually a lot easier on whole food because you seem to get in condition much easier. So, but then again, shakes are good for people too, because if it's a difference between having a shake or having nothing at all, I'd say absolutely, have the shake. And, shakes they're pretty economical. They're easy, easy to prepare, easy to drink, they taste good. And all that whole food, it gets expensive. All this shit here, all this fish, the chicken, turkey, it's expensive. I know a lot of people, they're not going to do that. And I don't blame them. I wouldn't expect anybody to go to those lengths. But I think that for the most part, I think they can definitely work well. And what else we got? Lee Haney coming on board. That's pretty crazy. 8-time Mr. O. Arguably the best Mr. Olympia ever. That's pretty crazy. I'll tell you what was awesome was getting my trophy from him when I turned pro at the Nationals 2007. That was pretty cool, having my trophy handed to me by Lee Haney, the first winner of the Nationals. I still got a nice picture of that. That I'll never forget. What else? Cedric. Dude's going to be really good. Jason Hudd just come on board. Looked nasty at the USA's. Real nice guy, too. Rolly. Everybody's good, Victor. My man Branch. And Jay, the number 1 guy in the sport. Pretty good, Not bad at all. Dorian. I'll be honest, this is probably my favorite column to read. I don't know why. Dorian's definitely a knowledgeable guy, but he has a way of writing things or explaining things that are, put in a way that's it's easy to understand. It just makes a lot of sense. He's definitely a real logical guy. One of the most badass bodybuilders ever, so that doesn't hurt.